Many people are attempting to describe ascension as in the Mayan calendar, the 2012 timeline, a quantum leap, etc. What ascension means is there are mechanics behind creation of which consciousness moves and evolves through dimensional space. Meaning, evolution progresses through the rising of frequency, which brings forth a higher reality which consists of higher awareness, knowledge, wisdom, insight, etc. We are transitioning into a broader spectrum of reality which is brought on by experience. We evolve through experience. We are skipping through time, which is a change in the focus of our consciousness, an elevation of our awareness. This is why many of you are currently experiencing this ascension process. It's no coincidence this is happening to so many people. We're experiencing a timeline split. The ones who have chose the ascension timeline are growing more and more every day. Every one of us are experiencing and doing this process at our own pace, which was planned out before this incarnation. For those of you who are waking up to this ascension process are transitioning due to DNA activation. You are having non-human memory brought forward into your human experience. We are here to lay the groundwork into this new reality. You need to ask yourself, why are you resonating to this particular material and so many around you have no interest? Well, it's quite simple. It's all about where you're at in frequency. You are an energetic leader in this particular process. Ascension is the spiritual science behind consciousness. Again, there are mechanics behind creation. We are becoming more aware of how this framework works. At the beginning of this ascension process, many people go through what they call the dark night of the soul, which is the dismantling of your 3D identity. It can be tough for many. Some will fragment and some skate right through it. When you realize there's a reason for this happening to you, it makes it much easier and the dots begin to connect. What's happening is you're being downloaded with tremendous amounts of data and information, and it will take time for our human minds to comprehend it all. Down here in these lower, denser realms, we experience a lag, and that's what makes it tough. We are going through a consciousness revolution. We are reaching levels of consciousness integration that this human form currently cannot even imagine, let alone comprehend. We are in a learn-as-you-go period. As I see it, there are two levels of awake, so to speak, that's going on. There are those that are awakening to the horrors on our planet, meaning the elite pedophile network, the satanic ritual abuse that goes on with the children, the negative off-world, anti-life presence that's been ruling our existence for thousands of years, etc. Then there are those that are awake, that see beyond that in the way of levels of dimensional frequency, the levels of consciousness awareness, which is bringing in this higher reality of insight, knowledge, and wisdom, etc. This higher knowledge is in each and every one of us. We just need to get past the mental limitations and programming that keeps us suppressed. We are going through the unlayering process. We are preparing ourselves to embody this higher frequency, which is like being plugged into voltage that our minds can't even comprehend. We need to understand that our bodies are transitioning from a carbon-based to a crystalline-based embodiment. We're transforming to a less dense state of matter. If we didn't do this by a slow process, our physical bodies would combust. We would burn out our central nervous system, etc. Remember, ascension has never happened before to a being in such a physical, dense state. Our goal as the human being is biological ascension. This is why we are the greatest show on earth, or the universe for that matter. We are literally drawing in a higher intelligence. You must surrender to this process. It's like opening the floodgates to get access to this higher intelligence. This is what's happening to many of you. Like I've said many times, the people that are fighting this, the resistors, are just making it harder on themselves. Because eventually it's going to happen to everybody, no doubt about it. There's no other option. We are all galactically based, and we all have different roles in this ascension process. But generally, those who are currently interested in this particular information are being recruited for leadership, are part of the planetary grid work, which means particular people are being sent to different locations on Earth to transmit their codes. I'm an example of being transferred to a different location. I grew up in Minnesota most of my life, never went to church nor believed in what the church taught. I found myself moving to North Carolina 14 years ago, coincidentally experiencing an incredible spontaneous awakening, as I call it, my grocery store incident in the middle of the Bible Belt. Meaning, there is no coincidence. We need to understand that the physical body is the Holy Grail. Many in the spiritual field concentrate on spirituality of the mind and higher realms, but we need to understand what our biological structure is going through, and it's extremely monumental and profound. Biological ascension is the resurrection, so to speak, dissolving the anti-life force of this 3D structure. Our bodies have been born into an anti-life force, which is the third-dimensional structure that unfortunately has genetically altered our physical form. We are being ushered into unknown territory physically, spiritually, and mentally. It is absolutely amazing what is happening to the human being. We are being monitored, communicated with, and contacted. This is why we're seeing an incredible amount of galactic activity going on above our heads. Earth is going through a monumental transformation, and we all feel like we're traveling blindly through space trying to figure it all out. But remember, every one of us are exactly where we're supposed to be, so be easy on yourselves.